Here we
And
go. Thank you guys. Welcome to another episode of Let's Just Talk About It. It is We Are What's Love Wednesday, and our featured amazing guest today is Miss Alina Mina. Thank you for being here. Today we will be talking about how the USA does not seem to like women. And I have not had anybody prove me different otherwise. There are very few far and in between. So I want to shout out to the ones that actually do. And also, we want to get into misogyny that is in politics, you guys. I think that's also too very important, and how we can get to a realization that not only equality but the power that women hold, and the things that they not only bring to the table, but the way we shape and change the world as well. But so thank you so much, Alina, for being here.
thank you for having me.
Of course. So just really quick, tell everybody a little bit about yourself and what you do, how long you've been TikToking and into politics and in any type of way, and the kittens.
Okay. Well, I'm basically a TikTok senior citizen. I started on this app in 2019.
How
Uh,
does things
yeah, when you would scroll and they would run out of videos and it said to come back later. Yeah, that's how long I've been on this app. But as far as politics, I've been into politics since I was super young. I always joke because it started off as just me being contrary when I was in, I think, elementary school, middle school. So my family's Cuban, so like they were the typical, 'cause not anymore. They voted Republican because of the Bay of Pigs, that whole thing. And so I was
Mhm.
always like very contrary. So like they were voting Republican, so I was like, fine, I'm going for the Democrat when obviously I couldn't vote. So, but then as I learned more what like Democrats stood for, that's kind of where I've always been. So I don't have that story of like I used to be right and now I'm left. Like I've always been on the left,
Mhm.
whether I knew what it meant or not. But as I've gotten older, I've just gone more and more to the left. So my time online, like I started off as a strictly beauty lifestyle content creator, and then the pandemic hit, and I saw my peers just like keeping
Mhm.
on, like still like doing stuff. And I'm just like, how can I convince someone that that this lipstick is like the best thing in the world when they can't pay their rent, you know? So I completely like put a total hold on doing all that kind of content and just put all of my time and energy in trying to sway the election to the left.
Mhm.
I was having conversations every day on this app trying to get Biden elected. I made a whole like ETSY shop, like all about
Mhm.
politics. Like I've been very much in this.
And a lot of
This
ACAB stuff in there too, you guys, that
Oh
you can
yeah,
wear.
I'm
That's
very left.
mhm.
I'm
So when
very left,
people say
and
like, "Oh, you just got," a lot of people like, "Oh, you just got into politics just here in this last year." This is something you've been doing.
yeah, this is something. What is it? I'm not new to this. I'm true to this.
Mhm. Mhm.
But I will say this app specifically, like interacting with people on this app, because where I'm at, it's only gone more further to the right here in South Florida. So there isn't a lot of community down here. So I've made a lot of friends on this app that have actually radicalized me even further. So this app and having these conversations is what made me a cab, because I am the traditional like, oh, well, he's not a cop anymore. I'm the traditional person that had an uncle that was a cop. Like
Mhm.
literally, my uncle was a cop. Um,
So
so
the ins and outs, or the way that they think when they get home, how they're
hmm
acting when they're out there, and
yeah,
how they feel about it.
yeah, and I think for many people, obviously what happened to George Floyd was very radicalizing for many people.
Mhm.
Not enough people apparently, but it definitely uh, helped radicalize me even further, and just the conversations, like even like prison abolition, all of these things have kind of evolved a little bit further. um my ideas, and I mean, I'm anti landlords, I'm anti like I'm prison abolition, I'm ACAB, I'm all the things, so I'm pretty far out
I
there.
I fucking love it. Okay. Yeah, I saw you. We've crossed paths in some different lives, and one live when I was just really like, on the panel with you and just seeing some of the things you were saying, when I was like, okay, I really like her. Not only are you speaking up for what you mean, you're a real girl's girl, which I love because I'm a girl's girl too. He was like, tell your friends if they really for the girls, do this. Why are you doing this? I'm like, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Call that shit out. And obviously I just admire you for speaking up even when sometimes it feels like it could be at the detriment of either your following, your reputation, but knowing like what's right is what's right and being able to still say something, regardless and
You're gonna
stand
make me
by it.
cry. Don't make me cry.
I
Don't
respect
make me
it.
white woman tears all over your live, please. I'm kidding, y'all. I'm kidding.
I I respect it. I respect it because we always say like, "Oh, we want allies," but what does that look like? And then when the allies speak up, we it's important that we don't demonize them. We can all learn if there's mistakes, we can all learn and help and teach each other. But demonizing because it could be very easy for you. You're white presenting. You can just go on about your fucking business and live your happy go duty life. And to still speak up, I just want to say thank
Yeah.
you, and just,
I mean, I think that's something that we both connected on. And that's where I think we've gotten even closer
mhm.
because I feel in many ways you as well, it would have been so much easier for you to just like be like, fuck Alina. Like,
Yeah,
it
yeah.
would have been so much easier in everything you do. And you're one of the few people that, that has a platform that goes live that didn't. And I greatly appreciated that because it made me realize like, okay, she's also like a girl's girl. And,
Mhm,
we support women's rights and women's wrongs here.
mhm.
So like,
And we're not always
yeah.
perfect, and we're not
Mm-hmm.
always, right, and it's okay for us to tell each other that, which is I feel and still
Mm-hmm.
be loving because I feel like that's a form of love too, is, honesty. And
Yeah.
I also too, believe in just standing up for what's right, and
Yeah. And I think that's a key to longevity in any aspect of creating content online.
mhm.
And I've been doing it for 10 years now. So like, I don't know why people haven't questioned me at this point as like integrity is the most important thing because like it is. It doesn't matter if you make beauty content or whatever. Like people are gonna remember that you said this was the best product in the world, and then the next week you said it's the worst. So
Mhm,
like your word is all you have. So like your integrity is the most important thing, and that's for me. Like if I say that this is wrong and I say that this is what I stand for, then that's what we're going to talk about and that's what I'm going to defend. And I don't care if that makes me unpopular. I don't care
mhm,
if that like,
mhm. Because at the
you
end of the
know,
day, no matter what you do, even if you conform to people, there's always going to be somebody who doesn't like you. There's always going
mhm.
to be somebody who's not happy. So I always say, do what the thing is that you want to do. Thank you so much, Ellen, for supporting our panel. Yes, you guys make our special guest feel at home. Okay, show her some love, you guys. I appreciate you all being here. Hey, Ren.
Hey,
Um,
Ren.
what another thing? Damn, what was the last thing I said?
Um,
Shit. Oh, I don't know, but I know one thing I did wanna say as far as, like, integrity. That's why when it comes to the TikTok Shop, I wanted to start buying the products because some that I could, if they were up in price, bring it in and we'll do it, and I can maybe just show it and let everybody choose what they wanna do, but because I can't give a bad review if I get the sample. I can't say anything about it, and I don't wanna just be leading people wrong. "My bad. No, thank you. Please, please. That's what we want. That's what we want. We wanna make her feel, happy and at home, okay?" So, anyway, so we can get into it. What made you start talking about the fact that the US does not like women? And in what ways, do you see that women are being devalued, dismissed, or shut out in politics, media, public life,
mhm.
either one?
Well, I mean, I always talked about it tangentially, but I think the big switch was as we approached the election.
Mhm.
And then once election night happened, I was like, oh, so we really just don't give a fuck about women. We really
Yeah.
just don't like women.
Mhm.
Um, because even looking at race, which is not something I focus on in my lives really. Obviously intersectionality is important, but like that's never going to be the focus of my life. But the number of people I talked to that said, "Well, I voted for Obama, but couldn't vote for Kamala," and I'm like,
Hmm.
"What's that about?" You
Mhm.
know. So I always say, the USA doesn't like women, and the USA definitely doesn't like Black women. Like,
Mhm. They
even more
don't.
so.
That's the first thing I said too. I mean, I cried.
Mhm.
I said, "Fuck y'all," and y'all
I
don't
was
like women.
pissed. I don't even think I watched the rest of it. I was like, wrap it up. I'm done.
I was pissed. You don't like women. You don't like black women. I feel like every woman, especially every black woman, felt like this was a shot at us. Like, I'm telling you, I don't like you. And yet, when not even, I don't even get, like when Hillary ran, there was, there's Bill, there's this. They mask it under all of these excuses about, oh, she didn't this, the emails or whatever, whatever, whatever. But it was so far left and right. She's literally on the left, the most qualified candidate we have, represent for all people, has a track record of representing for all people. And then on the far left, you got a criminal, you have adjudicated sexual abuser. He said the most outrageous stuff. He's incompetent. Some of the shit that he says, from the bleach to the bean to the president of Puerto Rico,
Gosh.
like, you vote for that and mask and say, "I don't like her laugh." You don't like women. There's no way to mask it. There's no, like, gray area, like, "Oh, I can see why maybe." There's no gray area. This election really fucking let us know.
Hmm.
I
And
would
I
Go ahead, go
think
ahead.
well, one thing another reason why I feel like these conversations are so important is I'm going to say it on your live. I've said
Say
it on my live before. I'm a reformed pick me. Not a super intense one,
Mhm. 'Cause
but
I've seen them.
yeah, not a 24/7 one. Maybe I don't know, 16 8 or something like. um but I feel like a big chunk, because yes, it's easy, like the men, we know the men don't like us, we know
Mhm.
that, but the surprising thing is the women, the amount of women that voted for Trump over it. And then it comes down to the internalized misogyny. And
Mhm.
I think that if more people realized that, whether you want to call it yourself this or not, if you're raised in a patriarchy as a woman, like, you are going to have internalized misogyny. That is a part of something you have to deconstruct. Just
Mhm.
like it doesn't matter that I grew up in a neighborhood surrounded by Black people, I'm still a white presenting Latina, and
Mhm.
I'm going to also have to deconstruct race. So I'm going to deconstruct ableism, like any intersection that I'm not a part of, like, that's something we have to deconstruct. So whatever spectrum a person is on with the pick me, it's like, even if your parents are the most feminist parents in the world, you're still going to school with people, your peers, your teachers are going to have opinions on what girls should play with and what boys should play with. There's so much there, and I think the quicker that people realize that we all have to deconstruct, and it's not like a dig on yourself,
Mhm.
it's just a part of the society we're in. I think the quicker we can make some progress.
I agree too. There's, well, a lot of different things to deconstruct, especially the misogyny. And then even when I had like the topic, white women, what made you start deconstructing? And some come up like, well, my parents weren't racist, my parents weren't that, but there's also schooling, there's also your friends, there's also going to your parents' house, there's also the privilege that you receive, there's also hearing what your uncle and your auntie and all of them cousins are saying. Like, your
What's
parents
on
don't
the
know.
TV? I
Yeah,
mean,
exactly.
think of the shows that we grew up with on television, like the kind of jokes that were
Exactly.
made and stuff. Yeah.
Mhm. And so, sometimes maybe even thinking that, either you don't see it or it wasn't happening, and saying that my parents weren't racist and I grew up around black people sometimes could be a cop out. Like, you've noticed it somewhere, and I think we really should just kind of get into it. And like you say, it's not a dig. It's the way we are raised. It's the way the entire America is cultivated in many type of ways: religion, school, media, uh, ooh, shit, what else? Sports,
Hmm.
all types of things. You girls, you can't play football. That's only for boys.
Hmm.
Then now, of course, they talk about the men and women's sports, but that's a whole nother conversation.
I don't know. But
But
I think what made me realize even further, because as I, oh, hold on. Sorry, Mr. Lena,
hubby.
Mr. Lena's feeding the dogs.
I ain't gonna lie, I love that his name is Mr. Alina.
My
She said, "We
community
don't
is the
do
best.
misogyny in this house, okay?"
So I think one of the things that has made me realize even more is like the more I go to the left, like this is how I realized that everyone needed to deconstruct. Like the more I go on to the left, um, we're not absolved of it. I
Mhm.
actually find some of the most latent misogyny on the left. And what's
Mhm.
interesting is it's um it's um what's the word for it? It's just like it's pervasive. It's um I mean, if you would think that people would care about misogyny, but if you look at leftist spaces, primarily by men, if you look at
Mhm.
our viewer count here,
Mhm.
when you hold amazing lives,
I was
and
talking
I know
about
we've
that
talked about this before,
the other day too.
but cishet mediocre white men who are too young to really have enough sense to teach anyone anything.
Mhm.
Like, why are people wanting to learn about racism from a cishet white man that's 10 years old?
And
Like, I have
that
this conversation all the time, and I tell my audience this too, because again,
mhm.
like I, as uh, you know a white presenting Latina, like I have so much privilege, and I'm constantly like, kind of scolding my audience, where it's like, where are you spending your time?
Mhm.
Where are you spending your dollars? Where are you spending your gifts? If you're spending any amount of time sitting in a white man's life, you're not as left as you think,
Yeah,
and you have a lot of work to do.
you're not trying to deconstruct. You're not
Hmm.
trying to figure it out. You're going where
You don't
it's
want to have the hard
yeah,
conversations.
you're going where it's safe,
Hmm.
where you feel like it's safe and somebody will pat me and say it's okay.
Hmm.
Pat me and say it's okay. And then there's also too like um, you know, hot takes. Well, I got a couple hot takes. I wrote one down, but it's a little off topic, so I'll come back to that later. And
I'm
this
looking
is
forward to
I'm
it.
using this as an example, just like when there was a creator who said a white creator said the N word, right? And then he got caught saying the N word. And then he was apologizing on his live. And then there was white people saying, it's okay, it's okay. How is it your place to tell him that it's okay and not how we feel and and not our place to like, okay, I get it, I understand, da 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 da. But again, like it's a place where that will lick your wounds and tell you it's okay after you started a fight,
And
you
send you
know.
money.
Yeah. And instead of holding people accountable. And I think people are scared of accountability because you feel a certain type of way, but it's not even just about like, there are consequences, like, when you break your mama's vase, you might get your ass whooped. There are going to be consequences. She's not gonna tell you it's okay because 'cause you're gonna do it again. And we talk about even to, white people not holding men or anybody themselves accountable. Oh, excuse me. We're talking about, like, when they commit crimes, you say it's okay. We commit crimes, you're a thug, you need to have the book thrown at you. 13-year-old black kid, a part of a armed robbery. He 13, probably need money just to survive.
Hmm.
He gets life in prison. A 16-year-old kid gets drunk, takes his parents' car, run over 9 people, unalive 4. He gets 10 years probation, and they come up with something called affluenza. Right? He's not trying to survive, he's not struggling, it's because his parents have too much money, and that's why he did it, and I think that's wild, but we see what happens when accountability is not taken, and every conversation is not gonna be easy, but I can promise you, it's worth it. The growth, the way you come out on the other side, the better of a person you are, not sitting with hate, not sitting with, just all that anger inside too.
Hmm.
So, yeah, I definitely get it, and that's why I have the conversations about, like, white people, what made you start deconstructing? What did you do to deconstruct? Are you really deconstructing? And those get and they do become to sometimes have to are tough conversations because now we're
I know
talking
I've come in here and I'm just like, ooh. Especially when Sajid is here, I'm like, she's about to like
right? Let me tell you something,
regulate.
Sachi don't play, and I
Hmm.
love it. I love it with the quick wit, and she's really, like, asking those hard questions, which I always appreciate. So let's like start getting down to it, because if we don't start holding them accountable, not only is it a detriment to Americans, everybody globally, but like even the parents, they'll end up unaliving their parents. They'll be standing
Mhm.
over and while they sleep and shit. Like, girl, we got to start figuring this shit out. Who wants to live in such misery?
Mhm.
And that's what happens when you're not holding yourself accountable. And like you say, with the misogyny, I was just talking about like everybody, I'm not tooting my own horn or anything, but a lot of people come in and say, it's a safe space. I love it here. Um, it's great here, but then like you say, the numbers, where do you'll spend your time or you'll do whatever with men more so than they do with women. And why is that?
Mhm.
Pick
Um,
me. No, I'm just
I know. I mean, it's the misogyny, the internalized misogyny, and that's something that every single individual person has to um, work out within themselves. And if they don't want to, that's fine. But you have to know that that's what it is.
mhm.
And if you don't want to have the tough conversation, like I'm sorry, like anyone that's going to try to argue that, can I say names or no? Because I don't care. Am I allowed to say people's names or no?
Yeah, go ahead. This is your time.
If anyone's going to argue that a Dean or a Parker is more educated and equipped to have conversations about race than Jessica Simone is, then you I don't want to have a conversation. Like I don't want you around me. I think you have a lot of work to do, and you're not quite ready to have those
Mhm.
conversations. I think it's unhinged to try to learn about race from a, a, a just recently deconstructed non-racist
Mhm.
former Trump voter. Like
Because
it,
deconstruction doesn't it's not an overnight
it's a
thing.
lifetime of
Yeah.
work.
You literally have to, especially, even assuming that everybody that debates or talks about it is 18 and older, right? For TikTok
Mhm.
purposes. So 18 years at minimum, you've been this way. It's a minimum of damn near 18 years to deconstruct. It's a lifelong thing. You're actively, continuously doing the work. Just like even when an
Mhm.
addict is trying to, they're like, they keep up with the days. I'm 10 years, 4 days, 12 hours sober. It's a lifelong thing to do. It's not something you can
Mhm.
just do and just be like, oh, okay, I'm done. I know everything.
Mhm.
Mistakes are going to be made, which is why even too, like here, I say, I don't know everything. I'm not too afraid to say I was wrong. I don't know, or I'm sorry. You know what I mean? And I try to bring up people who are experts in certain fields when we have certain topics. Like, can somebody get laney? Can somebody
Mhm.
get free? I'm not a veteran. I know a few things, right? So, I think also too that's important. But
Well, I
yeah,
think also and I think that's where I find it a little different, and that's where I put white men in a different category completely. If you are not a white man, you have some intersection. So, like
hmm
whether it's a woman, or you're a black woman, or you're non-binary, you're trans, and in that intersection, that marginalization, whether it be smaller or larger, depending on how many intersections you have, um, it gives you that ability to have the empathy that makes you closer to be able to deconstruct.
hmm
A cishet white man is never gonna truly understand what empathy is. I mean, Dean said that he could learn empathy from YouTube videos. Um, when I was talking to him that one time, which I think is unhinged. Um, so like you know how can a person like that somehow be the quickest deconstructor in the world, like, you know what I mean? So
Yep.
I think people that have a marginalization, that's a way that we can connect those dots and have those conversations, because they're able to understand. Maybe not all of them are tapped into it,
hmm
but they're closer to subjugation, than they think.
hmm
And I think, having those conversations, like, for example, if, uh, I don't say that I'm like the person that people should come to. I don't think I should be leading. I always say, like, white people should not be leading any sort of leftist movement.
I agree.
But someone like me, if I'm having the conversation, have my friends come up if there's a conversation about race or about trans people, whatever, and it feels, in my opinion, a little bit more genuine because I do have that connection of marginalization.
Mhm.
Where I don't respect is creators that will platform with the Deans and the Parkers,
Mhm.
because all you're doing is bringing your community, which you've cultivated as a person of color or a woman or whatever, and you're bringing them into this white man's space to do what? To learn what?
Mhm.
I feel like we should question the creators that do that kind of thing, because I just don't
Mhm.
think it's beneficial to your audience. I think it's disingenuous, um, and I think that it almost cheapens what you
Mm.
have to offer,
Mhm.
because why is it that you have to play second fiddle to this cishet
Mhm.
white man? Like, is that not what we're trying to fight against? I'm sorry that we're doing so
No, no,
much about
no, no, no,
race,
no, 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 no,
but
no.
it's so connected.
Because the
Yeah.
thing is with the patriarchy and the hierarchy, a lot of people, well, they've been taught, right? Everything is kind of groomed to want to achieve the white man's, being close to the white man, get the white man's money, the power, his friends, his connections, and stuff like that. And in all reality, all the marginalized communities is what creates the culture globally. The music, like Casso would say, like, what they didn't account for is Black culture taking over their children. Like little white kids want to listen to rap music, they want to get braids, they want to be like this, and so, or the lip fillers, or the butts and and the tans. Like they spend a lot of time demonizing us, but then do everything that to emulate us in the thing. So in our reality, we are the ones that have the power. So we should be uplifting each other with that said power. Mara, give me a second. I'm gonna open up the panel here in a little bit. And then friendlies and or ops, if you oppose the fact that the USA doesn't like women, or there isn't any misogyny in politics. I don't know how you could say that, but I mean think that. But if you do, I'm gonna open up the panel for you guys to come up here and we can conversate about it,
Mhm.
or whatnot.
We have a great
But
example in the chat, by the way. Someone said, "You're going to make me change from Democrats to MAGA because you are mean on this panel."
So my thing, and I love
Mhm.
that comment, right?
Mhm.
Because my thing is, if a conversation like this is the one thing that'll make you change to MAGA, you already want it to be MAGA.
Mhm.
You only want it to be MAGA. And that Panda said one day, like sometimes the only one thing keeping some black men from being MAGA is the color of their skin. That's the only thing keeping them from being MAGA or white supremacists, right? And yeah, and we see the misogyny in politics because the Jasmine Crockett, she should have been up for that. I can't remember what seat it was, but I think somebody that passed away, and she was the VP, or she should have been up next, but they didn't want to put in a woman, let alone a black woman who speaks her mind and stands up for what's right, right?
Mhm.
They don't think the women have any type of voice. They try to talk over them. They don't want to help put them in position. Um,
Mhm.
they AOC, they're yelling, "Oh, you fucking bitch," and all this other stuff to her. Like we're being demonized when it comes to politics. Like Hillary Clinton, they wanted to worry about her voice. They talk about what you got on, your shoes, but meanwhile,
Mhm.
somebody can walk around and shit on themselves and say, "I can unalive somebody on Fifth Avenue and wouldn't lose any voters," and he say, "It's if ew, that that to mine." But he can't pronounce words.
Mhm.
He says very, very, very big. Very is his very is his favorite word. That and incompetent, like somebody who learned a new word and they just won't stop fucking saying
Yeah, I mean, the
it.
Hillary thing is interesting, and I wasn't her by far. Like, I was not her like biggest fan whatsoever. I
Mhm.
don't think that she was left enough, but now, especially now looking back several elections later and seeing how much we've like devolved as a country, uh, she really was a product of her environment. She grew up with the misogyny where women couldn't be in politics and you had to be tough, you had to be emotionless, and then
Mhm.
she was demonized for it
Mhm.
because she didn't smile, she wasn't friendly. And then on the flip side, Kamala was too cheerful, too
Mhm.
happy, too pleasant.
Just say you don't
um
like women.
mhm. It's just we're never quite right. We're never, um with the right emotions. We're never with the right tone. We're never presenting ourselves in the right way. Look how much they demonize AOC for the red lipstick,
Mhm.
just for personal choices. I mean,
And
we
also
do make fun of Trump's toupee, but
I can't wait for that thing to just fly off one day, you know what I mean? And even, damn, what was I about to say as far as the she's too happy to say it. Oh, what do you think, like, are different ways that people are raised that grooms them to hate women?
oof. I mean, not even just like hating women, just like thinking less of women. So
Mhm.
the toys that we are playing with, like the women get the little baby dolls and they'll play
Grooming you to be a mother
kitchens.
already.
They'll play kitchens, and the boys get the trucks and the doctor's kits. And I know that that's changing. But then you can be doing, like we said, you could be doing that in your household, and then they're going to school with kids that their parents are MAGA, and they're like, those kids are saying, "Oh wait, why are you playing with a truck?" And then they'll make
Mhm.
fun of them. Their peers, I think, have a lot of impact as well. But I think everything, just the same things that you talked about when it comes to, um, the people that say, "Oh, my parents weren't racist," but everything around you is just like, if everything around us is misogynistic, like our television shows, like even how women are portrayed on television shows, like or movies. I
Mhm.
mean, all the movies we grew up with, like all the rom-coms, like the early like coming of age movies, they were all centered around a man. It was the nerdy girl trying to get the dude,
Mhm.
the cool girl trying to get the dude.
Mhm. Get a pick
Every
me.
show.
And then I'm like,
Dawson's
"Oh."
Creek, Joey in between two dudes. Like, it was always centered around men and getting acceptance from men. So what else? Like, what else is there? Like Grey's Anatomy, this brilliant doctor, but it's still
Mhm.
centered around a man. And
Mhm.
even once he's gone, spoiler alert, sorry about that, y'all. There's still always a man.
Mhm. And I was thinking also too, our parents raised like, you're not gonna be able to keep a man like that, or teaching you like if uh um food is the way to a man's heart. Like everything that I have to do is in regards to getting a fucking man.
Listen, my mom doesn't remember saying this. She swears that she didn't say this. I was a little
But kids remember. They
I
don't
was a little
forget.
I
They
was a
don't
little
make that shit up either.
yeah, I was a little firecracker. I'm not gonna lie. But one time I think I really upset my mom, and she told me that she's gonna kill me. She said that no one would ever want to marry me, bro, and that actually stuck with me. I'm not
Why?
gonna
Because
lie.
you did what?
I don't know. I was just insufferable. I guess I was just a little like firecracker. I just gave her a hard time. I was like very contrary. I always like talked back. Um, I always kind of just like uh, did my own thing. Like it's just I don't know.
Not nobody's ever like, how do you know
But
that's what I want?
but I did
Go
get
figure,
married,
mom. Because
and
guess
when I got
what?
married, I said, "Look, mom, I did it."
We did it. We did it, Joe. And that's the thing, like saying that I have to be some type of way for a man to marry me. Like myself isn't enough. That's just first of
Mm.
all. Like just
Yeah,
being
who's to
who
say
you
we want
are.
to marry them?
Mm. And then and I know you're currently married, and everybody's marriage is different, but it's not what they all that motherhood. It's not what it's all cracked up to be. Not saying that it's not great to be a mother, but it's not what they say it's supposed to be. It's not what it's always cracked up to be. I know everybody say, I love my children, but they always say, but if I could do it all over again. And that's okay. It's okay. And I also too, I think that's a conversation that needs to be had in the future.
Mhm.
Just being real about being a parent, and it's not to say that you don't love your kids or you hate your kids, you wanna get rid of them, but you have to be real about, like, I thought it would be this and it's not, or sometimes I feel like this, I can't live my life, I can't like, because 'cause they're feeling like that instead of saying, "Oh, it's the best thing ever," and you trap other people into doing it, um, and it's not what it's cracked up to be, and then all of a sudden they hate their life.
Mhm.
My
Yeah.
my
I
my
think.
broke best friend for real, cause he don't pay for any oh, yeah. They broke a broke bestie.
Well, I mean, I was fortunate because, like, well, not. I wouldn't say it's fortunate. Maybe fortunate's not the right word, but
Mm.
my parents got divorced at a very young age, and my dad was trash. So like
Mhm.
that definitely dissuaded me from uh, at least being that part of a pick me, like centering around
Mhm.
wanting to get married and have kids. Like I was
But shout
always
out to your
very
mom
like,
for leaving because some women will
yeah.
stay with the trash man
Oh no, my mom
and
was out of there. She said,
be that example. And then when their daughters get married and they're being disrespected and they it doesn't teach them to leave and respect themselves. It teaches them like, oh well, I gotta stay in it because my mom stayed in it. I gotta do this. And that's not really a good example of teaching your daughter how to either stand up for herself and do what she needs to do and what's right for her. And
yeah. I
people
mean, I will say, um, I mean, obviously, I agree with that, but also, um, you know, she had the privilege to be able to do that. You know,
Mhm.
like she even though my dad didn't want her to finish her career, like her degree, she
Mhm.
kept and she finished her degree. So she had a degree already. She had a job, and you know, my grandparents were able to like pick up the slack and take care of us. My grandparents kind of raised me while my mom was able to work, and not everyone has that opportunity. So I do understand that there are instances like that where people truly don't have a village, and that's another conversation for another day. Um, that it makes it hard for some people to leave because they don't have
Mhm. And do you think
the
men
ability.
sometimes, well, I know they do, but a lot of men do it on purpose. He probably didn't want her to finish her degree
Oh,
because
100%. Like,
I
think obviously like hindsight's 2020, and like we look back and it's like, yeah, that's probably why.
mhm. I don't want you to be better than me. I don't want you to have enough support to leave me. Instead, when you could just be better.
Well, and it's interesting, and we have these conversations in my life all the time where it's like, you know, the guy today was like, "Oh, I can't have ice cream because I'm trying to keep my figure," and I'm just like, "Okay, you're doing that for the other dudes in the gym. That's the only people you're impressing because like women, like, you know, it's not that we settle, but like, you know, there's a lot that like wouldn't bother us, you
Mhm.
know, if we had a solid partner. Like my dad was in construction, like, you know, like, but that never bothered my mom. Like
Right.
if he had just continued and being a good husband and a good father, like that didn't bother her. Like even if she got to the point where she was making more money than him, that wouldn't have bothered her.
Yeah.
Like they were still building a life together. They had already been able to acquire a second home. So like they were doing well.
Mhm.
And it's just like some men just can't get over themselves
'Cause the
and realize that,
patriarchy tells
uh-huh,
you that you
yep.
have to be a certain way and you're not a man if it doesn't look that way.
Mhm.
And that's why I think that's where it's detrimental because you again, you could build she could have built with him if he could let that go. But then you find
Mhm.
yourself competing with your wife. Because 'cause I've been in a lot of relationships, I feel like, "Why are you competing with me? I thought we was on the same team."
Mhm.
And then if I'm doing so great and you don't want me to make more money than you, then just make more money. Why don't you go to school? Why don't you be better? Why don't you take it like, instead of just competing and trying to hold someone down, why don't they just be better?
Mhm.
A lot of males, because I don't want them to confuse themselves with real men. A lot of males will do anything but be better. And I also
Yeah.
think too, because we don't allow men to be who the fuck they wanna be, it's also a lot of self-hate. And they don't like LGBTQ can't come out of the closet, wasting women's time, hate them, find yourself screwing every woman, try to prove it to yourself. Maybe I'm not gay, but I do wanna play with dolls. Maybe I do wanna be a chef. Maybe I do wanna cook. Maybe I do wanna clean. And having these quote unquote roles, other people and some women wanna hunt and may not be gay, and sometimes they hunt and they do wanna you just never know. And I just think the restriction that we put on people that allow them to be themselves and try to build on this patriarchy, um is what is tearing a lot of people down and filling them with self-hate. And
Mhm.
even aside from the LGBTQ, just the role that they have to play, and then they're not that if it doesn't look that way. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
But yes, I'm gonna open up the panel. If you guys would like to say or ask any questions, and feel free to bring up anything you necessarily want to talk on. And I did have that AOC. One thing, she was walking down a Capitol Hill and they were calling her a fucking bitch, and she publicly addressed it, trying to brought her systemic disrespect towards women. even with Kamala Harris, they want to say she slept her way to the top.
Oh, yeah.
It's funny because the other guy's not at the top, and Doug is not bigger than Kamala. And shout out to them; they seem to have an amazing marriage. Um, he slept her way to the top, but then Donald Trump can cheat on one wife with the next wife every single time, and cheat on the last one while she's pregnant. But that doesn't matter.
And he's a strong leader
that that.
with his rickety knees.
Oh my goodness. That just baffles me. Oh, Mar. Hello, Mar. How are you?
Hey, hello. How are you?
Welcome in. Give me
I
one
met Mar
second.
in my live. I was telling him about you.
Yeah,
Oh, welcome in. Give me
Alina.
one second.
Yeah,
Let me turn
Alina
up.
actually brought me up here.
Oh, I'm glad. Hold on. Give me one second.
How are you doing? I'm glad you made it.
Yeah, dude. I believed your word, and I came up, and it was nothing less than what you promised. So
Yay. Yeah, Jessica's awesome.
Oh, thank you. Welcome in, Mar. I appreciate you for coming in. And Tyrone, thank you for the dono on the green app. I appreciate you guys. And make a
I
quick
just saw
mod
it too.
announcement.
Thank you, Tyrone.
You guys show some love to our amazing guest. Okay. Show some love to our amazing guest. Thank you so much for being here. Alina, make her feel at home in our in the royal palace, you guys. um Also too, if you want to show
yeah,
us some love on the green app, it's tried and trending. You can see it at the bottom of the We Are What's left post as well.
It's also
Um
that on PayPal too.
oh, and on PayPal, it's the same one. It's the same name, tried and trending, you guys. Give me a follow if you're not
get
done
that
so. Make sure
money
you're
for
following
sure. Get that money.
one second, Mar. Make sure you follow Alina. Make sure you're following We Are What's Left. Also too, you guys keep tapping the screen. You can post the live to your story, repost it as well, or share it with a friend. So if you guys could do those few things, share the live to your story, repost it, and share it with a friend. Also too, keep tapping. Let's get to 100K. We're almost there, you guys. We need about like 37,000 more tabs. So thank you guys for being here. I appreciate you. Mars, welcome in.
Yeah. Like I said, I was listening to the full conversation. When Alina left, the last live that we were in, and she came over here. I've been I've been listening, and Jessica, wow, you are a very insightful individual. But what I wanted to say was that I'm a comic book nerd. I am through and through. Like I buy every Wednesday. I'm in the comic book store. But what you were mentioning about the dynamics between men and women, it reminded me of a comic book that I know. So if you'll indulge me, I just want to uh, kind of explain a little bit. Um, so there is this character in DC Comics called Big Barda. She's 6'5", 320. She's a big lady. You know what I mean? She's a powerful lady. She could go toe to toe with Superman type of thing. But her husband, Scott Free, is like 5'8", very diminished. He might be like 165 on his best day, but their dynamic is so great because they understand each other's strengths. Like Scott Free understands he's better as an escape artist, and Big Barda understands that she's better as a brawler. And so when they interact with each other, it's like, oh, babe, you take the left, I take the right, this type of thing. You know what I mean? And it's like such a beautiful thing. And so there was a series that came out called Mr. Miracle. And um, during that series, it was literally chronicling their life over the course of like several years where they had a child, they were in an apartment, and they were doing all of these things together. But he always deferred to his wife. which I thought was super cool. Like, because she's she's the brawler, she's the big bad, like she's the one that can take the hits, you know what I mean? And so, like, for him being like the smaller person, like he deferred to his wife, and I just thought that was like a beautiful relationship because he never had any qualms about like saying like, okay, babe, this is like a situation I could lead in, or this is a situation that like you could lead in,
Well,
or
they're
anything
definitely
like
not
that.
living by the patriarchy, that's for sure.
No, 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 no. And that's why I think the book is so great because
Mhm.
yeah, they just do what they do, and they don't care about what anybody has to say about it. Like literally, like they go up against Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, Darkseid, like all of the big bads of the DC, and they're just like, we don't care. Like this is our relationship, and we're still standing for it. And so, yeah, man, everything that you guys were talking about like deferring to your partner and like not having like such a hot head and men being able to submit to their wives and all of these types of ideals, like it just reminded me of that book. And so that's really the only thing that I wanted to bring up because it's just like there are examples even in fiction of like these types of relationships happening, and the fact that the author was able to talk about these types of relationships means that he must have experienced it, so it's not a fantasy. Like it's there are people out there who have that. And so yeah, I mean, for a lot of people it's very bad, it's very misogynistic, it's very like one-sided, but there are individuals out there who are living like healthy, like like partnered
Like Kamala Harrison
relationships.
does.
And yeah, I feel it. Like it's like those things actually exist in real life, and I know that they exist in real life because it's expressed in fiction. It couldn't be
Mhm.
expressed in fiction if somebody didn't see it in real life. And so that's the only point that I was trying to make. Like I just feel like, you know, if I can watch it in a comic book, then that means that at least somebody's living it in real life.
Fact.
So that gives me hope.
Things.
And I think that the people that read that comic book might maybe apply it to like their real life. You know what I mean? Like, so we can kind of perpetuate it. Like if we get enough people on board to be able to say like, this is what's right, this is what's good, and I'm a living example of it, then you may have a younger generation that is following suit, you know?
Mhm. Like and women would get along so much better if we just instead of trying to tear each other down for the role that patriarchy says we have to be, and recognize each other's strengths and weaknesses and mesh that like a real puzzle piece instead of trying to fit what you think the puzzle piece should look like, then we would be in a better place. And when it comes to submission, men have no problem. I want to say that I feel like with the patriarchy, women weren't made to submit, and not saying that it doesn't
Oh
go.
no, no,
Oh,
no.
no, 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 no. Hold on
I
one
don't
second.
believe
Let me
that
finish.
at
Let me
all.
finish. Let me finish. No, no, no. I'm not going where you probably think I'm going. I think that yeah, it is a two-way street because there's always some give and take and compromise. But I think that um men were made to submit because they have no problem submitting to other men. They have no problem submitting, especially say for instance in the army. You don't respect your woman leader, but as soon as the man tells you to do something, you sit your ass down. You don't respect your mother, but you submit to your dad. You Trump has the whole fucking Congress submitting, and I'm not a Marjorie Taylor fan, but anybody that begins to resist usually are the women. They don't the men don't stand up. Y'all submit to other men.
Mm.
So you were
Yeah.
obviously made to submit. You have no problem doing it either. Yes, sir. Okay. And you move quick. But as soon as the woman says something, all of a sudden it's no, who are you to tell me what to do and da 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 da. And then when it comes to women, you say, "Oh, my wife doesn't listen to me. My wife doesn't da da da." She's not made to submit because she's thinking from all angles. She's thinking to nurture. She's thinking for everyone. She's thinking logically. She's thinking,
She's running it.
um,
She's running everything.
yeah, she's running everything. So she knows how to multitask and move it, adjust a lot of different moving parts. So no, I can submit because a lot of women talk about they don't even want to leave their kids with their husband because he can't do one damn thing right. You know what I mean? And that's why they be like, oh, she doesn't listen. She's not naturally made to submit. But with the patriarchy, women are allegedly supposed to submit. And why do you think we're having such a hard time fucking doing it?
Well, and I absolutely agree with you on that fact. I think that in large part in the when it comes to the big picture, women are more in tune with what's actually going on because they're thinking about children, they're thinking about their coworkers, they're thinking about their friends, they're thinking about all of these things. And men are typically thinking about, well, I have an objective, I just want to complete the objective. But you're not
Mm-hmm.
thinking about the people that you're impacting
Mm-hmm.
by participating in the objective. And so that's why I brought up the comic book reference that I did, because this is a situation where a man is at every point submitting to the woman who is bigger and stronger than him and saying, baby, whatever you need, I'm there for it. So yeah, that's why I think it's super cool and it's super fun, and it's a breath of fresh air as opposed to what we normally get in a very macho masculine landscape of comic books.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, I'm only speaking from my reference. I'm a nerd, so I can only talk about the things that I know. So, but yeah, Jessica, thank you very much.
Of course.
Alina, thank you for turning me on to your friend. And I'll be following both of you. And whenever you go live, I hope that I can bring something original and fresh to the conversation that's meaningful to the overall impact.
Yes. Thank you so much. I appreciate you for coming on, Mars.
Jessica, I gotta step
Alrighty.
away for
Well,
a
have a
second.
good night.
No problem. Say that again.
I gotta step away for a second. I don't know if y'all hear Tortellini, but if I don't feed this cat,
Yeah, go ahead.
She's
Go
gonna lose
ahead.
her mind. She's upset. Dinner's late. She's upset.
Oh, okay. Are you bringing her into the camera too?
I can bring a different one because she's gonna want to eat. So
Oh,
let
okay,
me feed her and I'll bring a different one. I'll
Okay,
bring
no,
Mariah.
no problem. And so hold on, I saw something that caught my eye, but also the patriarchy has conditioned men to believe that they're that no matter what they are superior. Yeah. You ever thought that maybe, God gave you all those muscles so you could build something? Just, not beat women, but build.
Oh, yeah, I was
But
trying to wait my turn, but you went
yep,
patient.
it sure is. Welcome in, Fafo. How you doing?
Hey, boo. I am doing wonderful because your space absolutely is. It feels like home. I'm when I'm doing my thing on this account, I'm having the same conversations. My audience is a little different. They want to say yeah, but I know they're fighting them white guilt tears real bad, and I don't got time for that. But I appreciate this dialogue, though. The dialogue about USA not liking women. Like, I would even put it this way. Y'all definitely don't like women. But you fucking hate black women. Like, we loud and clear because you couldn't fucking vote for that black lady.
Couldn't bring themselves to it. Not even in the little privacy of their own booth when nobody would have even known. Like your husband, you could have voted for Kamala and saved your ass, saved your farm, but no, not the black woman. And then I was thinking, you know how they said some of the farmers have unalived themselves? They rather unalive themselves than go to the midterms and vote for a fucking Democrat.
Like it's frightening. It's
Welcome
frightening.
in, beautiful.
Oh, kitty.
Meow.
Mariah Carey available for adoption. She's ready to go.
She looks sweet too. She better not get in my house and start acting up. Somebody adopt that cat for me, y'all.
Yeah, I genuinely just like said something in regards to, and I'm gonna get so upset because now I can't think about it. There were too many things. I can't even recall them all, but genuinely having this dialogue, and especially about like just the patriarchy in general, because one of the things I see is struggling is somebody who leads a grassroots organization full of veterans. I might add, I am not a veteran. I am a civilian, and I really just don't like being told no. I'm also the eldest daughter of 6 and plenty somethings on half siblings and all that shit. So I've been HBIC around this motherfucker. So when you were talking about women constantly thinking about other people, I was like, that's literally my brain right now. I'm on this live listening to the conversation, thinking about things I need to do for other people, even though I'm right here. It's always on go. The wheel, I am a hamster, like just on the wheel. And I think about that and how just in position to relationships I've been in with men who would just perceive that as wouldn't even realize it was happening, honestly, truly, because they're surface level, right? Like your last guest was saying, they have their objective. And like I catch my fiance from time to time, and I'm like, you're just doing what you want to do. You're not doing it in the scope of whatever the hell is going on in this situation. And he'll like catch himself and be like, oh, you know what? I'm like, yeah. And I can't even say it's because you're a man, like, because there has to be a way for you to catch that.
I mean, if we're just thinking logically, a man will, a woman teaches you how to read, write, put your clothes on, dress you, teaches you your style, starting with your mother. Some of them teaching you how to stand up and piss. I was talking to this white couple, and somebody had to echo. I don't know if you had to go out and come back in. Let me see. Okay. Yeah, I think it might have been you, Fafo. Um, starting with your mother. And I'm talking to this white couple, and even though they're married, he said, "My wife taught my son how to aim in the toilet." And she put a Cheerio into the toilet and told him to aim at that. And that's how he keeps him from pissing all over the fucking floor. But he's like, "My wife came up with that idea." So even when your daddy's in the house, your wife, some of your moms taught you how to stand up and pee. Then you go to school and they teach you, how to read, do math, history. They teach you all of that. And then you're gonna tell me, and then your dad comes home, you ask him something, he say, "Ask your mother." So she can run your entire life, teach you how to be who you are, but they can't run the country. All your dad has to do to go home, go to work, come home and fuck every now and then. And you think that they should be running the country? Hmm.
Am I so echoing?
Yeah, go ahead. Oh, no. You're good now. You're good now.
I was gonna say, so a lot of men are focused on wanting to be in charge, right? Leading. I've noticed that in any dynamic. Even if I end up being the supervisor, let's say in like an office setting, I would be combated with men. And yes, they were exactly color redacted. We know this.
Color redacted is wild.
I do love that.
Like, they would try it and they'd be like, oh, and then I'd be like, no, like. No, I don't. Yeah, that's really great that you want to go golfing, but like quite literally, this is your job. So yeah, I've been in places where they would assume that their status as a white male would be enough to just get away with it, or even just as a man in general.
It usually is. That's the sad part. It usually is.
And then trying to use charm is wit, and it's like, you're not very smart, and it's hurting my brain to continue this conversation. Like, just go sit down.
And then that's the thing. They even talked about when women are in charge or in managerial positions and how the company excels even faster or excels more than when men are in managerial positions. But then they don't want to really give them any power. But I don't see what's going to be the problem if women know their power. I don't see what's going to be the problem if women are put in positions of power. They're only going to look out for everyone. But I think it's also a self thing, not feeling like emasculated. So that's why I always try to big up the real men that I do know who understand that and are not feeling threatened by that and still know they are who they are, regardless of how great a woman is.
Exactly.
Vance, welcome in. How are you?
Oh, hi. I just want to quickly respond to that person I just saw in the comments. I wasn't necessarily talking about actual physical gender. I was talking about the ideology of being a man or a woman, like what we say masculinity or femininity is. I don't necessarily think that it takes a mother or a father. I think life kind of also teaches us that. I think it's not
Mm-hmm.
only the parents that teach us that. So, and I also
Mm-hmm.
wasn't directly talking about gender. Like, I get
Mm-hmm.
that that's their parts, but that's not what I was referring to. Not the
Oh,
physicalness. Just so I wanted to clear that up in the comments.
oh yes, I
I saw
appreciate
I
that.
saw somebody said that. Yeah.
Because I saw that, I think which comment was it was that which is why I don't know. I don't even know which, but something about a mother or a father solely can teach a man how to be a
Yeah,
man or a woman. Yeah.
that's what I was just clearing up. I saw somebody else just now said that she said her boys because they were assigned with their parts, and I was just clarifying it wasn't about their parts directly. It was more about their ideology of that. Like it's not just your parents that teach you how to be a man or a woman. Life
Mm-hmm.
also teaches you that.
Mm-hmm.
It's
What
something we learn.
if we're without and when we say too how to be a man or a woman, are we referring to the patriarchy and what they define as being a man or a woman?
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, definitely. But we also, as society, kind of just put labels on that and put ideologies. Like when we talk about roles, gender roles and whatnot, and how women are at home and men are supposed to be strong. Like even that, like that's kind of part of that, which is part of the patriarchy also. Yeah, it's all part of it, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
It's social and it's constructed.
Mm-hmm. Because that's what just what I was talking about earlier, like deconstructing when they're like, "Well, my parents weren't racist, but school is. Your friends are.
Mm-hmm.
Your
Mm-hmm.
family members are."
Mm-hmm.
You
It's the
know.
same thing. It's social, but I think in the end, how we advance is by becoming the human race, which is why I feel strongly about gender segregation like going away. Like
Mm-hmm.
just the same thing with race segregation. Like it's a problem, and how we unite is by breaking apart segregation. Same thing with gender. How we unite even further at elevating humanity is to desegregate gender.
Mm-hmm.
In terms of like we see so much, especially right now, going on with the trans people, and not saying like this is directly, but we see so much stuff going on with the bathrooms. Like, just make bathrooms unisex. We all watch after each other in the bathrooms. Whatever, make sports unisex. We have systems in place that determine like the how strong you are. Well, I don't really know sports, so I'm not going to get into how they determine how people can play sports. But there's other ways than just saying man or woman.
Mm-hmm.
There's height, there's muscle, there's weight, there's testing of stuff. Yeah. So I think getting rid of gender is and like the segregation of that is highly important for the next elevation of humanity,
Because
for
men
sure.
can. Because then, I do think the labels is what's hurting us, and it has to look like this, and if not, I think the fact that it has to look like this, and if not, you're not that. You can.
Yeah, but that's kind of could like we saw you were just talking about conformity. That's kind of
Mm-hmm.
just putting the box and building this idea of what people are supposed to be, insteed of just saying this is humanity, this
Mm-hmm.
is the human race, here we are, this is what
Mm-hmm.
it is.
It's
Mm-hmm.
because everything is socially constructed to be seen
Mm-hmm.
as a dichotomous perspective. So it's the black and white, it's not the gray.
Mm-hmm.
And life
Right.
is, in fact, very gray.
Mm-hmm.
It's a spectrum. Everything is a spectrum. We are seeing that, and especially as we evolve even further, as we progress as humanity, we see that. And especially with the internet, we're seeing how people live all around the world in multiple ways. Where even there's even places that gender really isn't a thing, or they have more than two genders. Like, it's it's crazy how we deal with it. We need to break out of that. Like it's also a distraction. It's purposely meant to do that. Like the poverty, the patriarchy, capital, it's all meant to be profitable. It's all meant to fill the system of the patriarchy, of imperialism. It's supposed to just break us apart as communities. So we, have to work harder, I guess.
I would say too with segregation, they need segregation. They need to keep us divided
You
because
think so?
it's hard to. No, that's I'm talking about the higher up.
Oh, the
Um,
the
they
ideology,
have to
yeah.
keep us divided because it's hard to hold up the lies when you're hanging around the truth every day.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
hard to hold up the propaganda when you're hanging
yeah.
around the truth every day.
And that's how they keep us divided, and that's how they make their money. That's how they siphon our money, I should say, not make their money.
And I tell
That's how
white
they get
people
us
the
to
biggest
funnel it.
lie they tell is to y'all.
Hmm.
They need
Yeah.
y'all to hold this up. They
I fully agree.
they need you guys to believe it because you are gonna hold it up
Hmm.
for us.
And it's crazy. And I mean, this is why we have to change the way we view each other, change the way we interact with each other, something. Because what's
Mhm.
happening right now is not working. This isn't it.
Mhm. I
So it's
agree.
like, so it's very like, what do we do next? It's like there's no going back, there's no fixing what is broken because it's meant to be broken. So what do we do next? We do something new. We change the system. That's what we do. Yeah, we have to. There's no choice. You know, we
But
keep
how do
saying
we
we want
change the
change.
system? Does that mean
Well, I think at the core of change, I think our first priority should be removing the establishment puppets who serve the billionaires, removing the people who represent, well, who are supposed to represent us, who represent the corporations, who represent foreign interests, who represent anybody that has money. I think that at the core is how we start real change. When we get people in office who actually care about the people, when we get real people to represent real people, is how we get change.
um I do think we should get more people who represent and look like America into
Hmm.
positions of power, which is why now this ain't necessarily for you, Vance. But I've created a community for women, femmes, theys, and thems. Because obviously there seems to be an attack on women, trans women, LGBTQ, cis women for sure. So, and it's to help push each other into positions of power, to commune, to conversate. We go live there. It's a membership fee. That's how we keep out all the crazies. And it is vetted. So just because you have the money for the membership does not mean you're going to get in because there will be no maggots in this space, you guys, just so you guys know. And it'll probably look more like the election result numbers, okay? Um, but yeah, you guys are welcome to reach out to me if you guys want to be a part of a community for women, you guys, and we'll definitely open that up because that's where we'll mobilize and see how we can even people who want to run, how do we help push you there and make sure that these women, whether they're black, people, well, Latina, shoot, Indian, Asian, whatever the case may be, because if every time that we have a school unaliving or a mass unaliving, and then some white man, right? And they claim mental issues, serial unalivers, mental issues. He was just crazy. He was raised wrong. Y'all the ones raising him, but that's a whole nother story. Then that means
And
that
y'all are the ones defunding their healthcare and taking away mental health care. Like, if you
okay.
think it's a mental health issue, then let's bump that up.
So if you guys are the ones with the mental issue, that means that probably white men should not be in power. We probably
That
should not
part.
have white men in power. It's since you have if your mental issues seem to be on a scale to where you publicly and mass unalive people, you most likely should not be in power. You can
Family
support.
annihilators, also white men.
Yeah. You said what kind of annihilator?
Family annihilators.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So you probably shouldn't be in power, and I think that is another way to be able to change what we're in right now, the safety
Yeah,
of America. FBI even
100%.
said that the white man is it's going to be the
Yep.
downfall of America.
Yep. Listen, that's exactly why. Well, I mean, it's not exactly why. It's partly why. There's a lot of reasons why. But I'm running against Hakeem Jeffries here in New York, and that's 100%. We need real change in the system. We desperately now, more than ever, need real people to represent us. We need regular people who have working. Because I've spent my lifetime working in food and hospitality and in the service industry, and if there's one thing that I know, it's service to the people. And I think right now, that's what we need. We need real public servants and not career politicians,
Mhm.
not polished officials. Like I want to see grit, I want to see authentic, I want to see real, and therefore I'm gonna run. I am running, and I'm gonna just try to be as me as possible. And I have a good platform, and I've got a good vision, and I still have my humanity. And I think we can make real change in the system, but we've got to want it. We've got to all want it.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of like we say, like we're not free until we're all free. And now with the stuff with the violence happening, I'm a big believer in we can have peace, but we all have to want peace. We all
Mhm.
have to push for peace. But so it's not going to be peace for you, but no peace for me. Like, no, we can have peace when we all have peace. We can be free when we're all free. You know what I mean? Or we're not free until we're all free. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Mhm.
So it's like yeah, we've got to make a change happen somewhere. And right now, I strongly believe that removing the career politicians, the corporate puppets from office is where we start
How
to
do you
make that
feel
change.
about the misogyny that is in politics?
How do I feel about them? I mean, I'm all for equality everywhere. I want to eliminate that as much as possible. All of that we need to change everywhere. Every piece, every crack, every crevice. The entire system is it's against the people. If we're not overall putting humanity first, I think that's a problem. So yeah, the misogyny is definitely 100% a problem. But same thing with the racism. It's a 100% a problem. It's all a
Mhm.
problem. Everything. It's just like we could point to every which way, and we can say like this all day long. But like I'm all about like let's get to a solution. Let's get to the fixing of this. We know all the problems. We see everything is fucked against us. Like
Mhm.
let's just change the system and that's just it. You know, no more asking, no more talking about it. Enough wanting. It's about doing. It's about standing up and changing. Like now, like this is the moment in time in history. I never thought it would happen in our lifetime, but you know what? Here we are. And another thing I keep saying is at this point in time, we're going to see what people are really made of. We're going to see people's real character show where they stand, for better or for worse, whether they're good or they're bad, whether they're great or they're evil. We're seeing who people really are masked off right now, all around the fucking world. So, collectively, as a human race, we all share a mutual enemy. And what are we going to do about it? That's what I want
Mhm.
to know. That's where I'm at.
Oh, I feel you on that, Vance.
Yeah.
We don't use the word ally in our group, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because an ally refers to the self, right? It refers about like who you are as opposed to the group you supposedly care about. We want to get you to acknowledge whatever isms you suffer from, because we all live under the umbrella of white supremacy.
Yeah.
And it's a lifelong commitment. That's what you were talking about, and I wanted to reiterate. There you go.
Oh, you
And
talking about Alina earlier?
Yes, I heard it
Oh,
earlier,
yeah.
and I wanted to acknowledge that. But yes, I talk about that a lot, and I say the reason allyship is just for the birds is because it's about you. You're not in front of it. You're not helping anybody. I refer to be saying ally as a
Accomplice.
noun, accomplice as a verb. So I ask for people to be accomplices because you're out there doing something to help the people that are at risk.
Thank
So
you,
what-
Alina, for being an accomplice.
I don't
Yeah.
If you was out there in the front lines, girl, okay?
Oh my
Listen,
goodness.
do
They
your
was
big
throwing
one with the
oranges and
privilege-
tomatoes. She was like, bitch, you thought you got me.
Do your big one with the privilege that you got, because otherwise you're just in the way. You're just in the way.
Yeah, I 100% agree with that. Use the privilege you got. And that's part of why I'm in this position right now, because I'm fortunate enough in life to not be weighed down by the system, and also empathetic enough to see the problems in the system to be like, well, I can actually make a change here. I can actually stand up. Like my sister, not to put her business on blast, but like my sister's having problems with her landlord forever, for like years now, constantly raising the rent, and like her wages are not going up. And I see this across, we all see this across the nation with everybody. And like, I, again, am fortunate to not have to be in a position where I'm pressed by that. So I can actually stand up. I have the time and the energy and also the courage and the guts and the audacity to attempt this. So here we are.
I have a question too. I'm assuming you voted for Kamala Harris, correct?
Yeah. I
Okay.
would never vote for Donald.
Yeah, what are different ways that we can and I'm assuming that we agree that obviously both Kamala Harris, you feel like women can run shit. What are ways that we can um negate or address the misogyny and uplift women, even in men's positions of power, just being a man?
Yeah, I think it's just by just voting, just supporting, just breaking like what yeah, breaking it down. Whenever we see anybody doing any misogyny, let's just like call it out. Like I think it's definitely about supporting. I think that's where it's at. It's about actually like making an effort to make sure that we're not choosing someone just because they're a man, but we're actually choosing people because they're good at what they do. 100%. And yeah, I think and even maybe like about we can I see, but like then you're gonna get into an area where people are like, are you choosing just because she's a woman? But I don't like having conversations like that, because it's like we should be talking about more real issues. Like, yeah, identity politics are here, but I really try to like focus on actual like things like the billionaires, the things that like yeah, like that. Sorry, I'm also reading something at the same time. I was in a Zoom meeting when you had pressed it and it closed, and I was trying to get out of
Because I'm
that at
like
the
thinking,
very
like,
same
even when it
time.
comes to the Democrats and the people who are speaking up against this administration, you know, are women.
Hmm
They literally locked a woman in the Capitol, but that didn't stop her
That,
from
oh
doing
my
what she
God,
wanted to say.
yeah. I mean,
Jasmine
yeah.
Crockett, they demonize her and call her a ghetto black bitch. Like, what are we
Oh, don't even
doing
get me started with that.
to just to
He looks
combat
nice.
and stand up for our women?
Yeah, I mean, so about something funny that I think about the Jasmine Crockett thing. One of the things that I say is like, I want to get in the House floor because they don't actually know what ghetto is. As somebody from Brooklyn who's actually kind of like lived in the ghetto, like I want them to actually see what ghetto is because Jasmine Crockett is professional, she's assertive, she is smart, and I don't see her as ghetto at all. But get me on the House floor and they'll learn what ghetto is. So I just wanted to like that's something that I constantly think about. And I like tell people I wanted to throw that in. But yeah, no, I think it again, it's all about just supporting and not thinking about the patriarchy, not uplifting it, not supporting supremacy, calling it out and making sure that we just make sure that everybody has a chance.
Because
Yeah.
I don't feel like there's enough men calling other men out about
No,
not
not at
not setting
all.
up. Because even the women who stood when they locked her in that
Yeah.
Capitol, the women who were standing beside her, the people who were standing beside her were all women.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nobody was in there
That
but
too.
women. The word, like, I don't
That too.
like, how can we call them out like, hey, and hold them accountable on even on our side? Like, you want to be the provider, you want to be the protector. Where are they to protect?
Well, look at this
Yeah.
live right now. Where are the men right now in the
Mhm.
comment section?
So I was about to say
Mm.
something.
All the men
That's a good point.
creators. Half
Yeah.
of them are probably live right now.
Mhm.
Where are
That
they?
mm. Where's the support?
But yeah,
Why are
no,
we
I
showing up
definitely
for the women if we believe in
yeah.
them?
I think that's what we have to start doing. But also the people who don't do it, I think it's important that we acknowledge that and then we also get them out of these positions. If they show that they're misogynistic, if they show that they can't work for the collective, then we need to get these people out. Like if we need people in there who actually want to represent everybody. Everybody. So if you can't actually like sign on to that ideology of humanity first, no like male, female, whatever, black, white, whatever. If you don't have that idea, then like you need to not be there. So I think that's where we also not just start but continue, because we also have to we have to start by calling it out. We have to start by acknowledging it. We have to start by not turning a blind eye to it, by being like, oh, that's just something not being like that's just something that they do. Like, no, like we have to change it somewhere and we have to start everywhere. So yeah, I think that that's where it starts, but getting it out and weeding it out is how it continues.
Hello, how you doing, Combat?
I'm doing good. I'm gonna try to be as far away as the other room as possible, so I don't make her echo. But
Do people tell you look like Drake all the
all
time?
every single day.
Got it from the bottom, now we here.
I was like, it's Drake.
Yeah,
That's
if Drake
crazy.
was a real G, he'd be me.
First of all,
Yeah, if he was a real G.
please. Yeah, Lord, no. He gets that so often. We'll just be walking around and I'll be like, bruh. We're in the mall. Somebody came running out of a store and we were like, Drake. And I was like,
Oh, y'all are in the same house.
that's my fiance.
Oh, hey, fiance.
Oh.
Shout out to all the real men in the chat because I something he said in the chat. I just remember replying like, "Yep, yep." What did you want to add to the conversation, Combat?
Listen. We us as men, we have to hold ourselves accountable and be able to call ourselves out, and then have to call our friends out.
Mm-hmm.
You can't hold yourself accountable for yourself. You're not gonna be able to hold anybody accountable because you have to self-reflect on who you are. I understand that I have some toxic masculinity problems, and I'm working on it every single day. So
Yeah, because that's not that's a like we were talking about deconstructing. That's a ongoing thing. Like it's just like, oh, I learned this part and I'm over. It's over. Like you said, you're working on it every single day. I agree. And then this one guy came out, which I respect too. He was just like, I went, we bought all this money. My friend had a big ass wedding and, it was great. And then like a year later, he's like, oh, I'm trying to go see these hoes. He's like, no, you're not going to be cheating on your wife. I didn't spend all this money to come to your wedding for you to cheat on your wife. And then, cause eventually you're going to probably end up getting a divorce. do it all over again. We're not doing this. And holding your friends accountable, like even that part when wanting to go see the hoes. Ain't no hoes, bro.
Why you
Ain't
want to?
right. Like,
Oh,
and but men will be like, oh yeah, she bad, da 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 da, and back her up. I mean, I, like big them up for doing toxic shit. So like, you really are an accomplice.
It's like the body count shit, right? Men be like, oh, blah blah blah. You know, I done this and that and the third. But when a woman talks about her body count, she's shamed. But that's a man being, you know, fragile because they cannot handle a woman with experience.
That's what I call it. Because Alina talks about that too.
Yeah, I talk about that in my lives a lot. And honestly, like I tell people, I say, no one ever taught you don't ask questions you don't want the answers to. If you know it's gonna make you feel uncomfy, then don't ask the question. Because it really doesn't matter. You guys both got tested, you're good. Like,
and that's
no
the question. Because I think I made a video a while back, but they don't really care about body count. Like you said, it just makes you feel uncomfortable because, you know, part of the patriarchy, really. Because the women who save themselves, you know, I'm gonna be a virgin, so I get married. They get married, and he end up cheating on you with the whore because he wants the experience. He wants her to do something more and stuff like that. Well, you could have just got with the whore or someone who has a high body count or who has the experience. Because just because you have a high body count don't even necessarily mean she's being a whore. She's like, bitch, I'm living my life. I've had different relationships. I've had different one night stands. I'm having a good time. I'm tested. I'm safe. I'm doing all of these things, but that doesn't mean that and she can't do that. And you like the experience that you'll risk your virgin wife, the house y'all bought together, your bank accounts, you're losing your children so you could have the experience with the woman who has the experience. So really body count doesn't matter.
Well, I mean, it's also a sense of loyalty too, right? You know, most men that don't have self-respect don't have any loyalty to themselves or to anybody else, right? So you have to have that self-respect and be able to respect others.
Well, it's also not loyalty. They see their partners as property. They don't give a shit. Like,
True.
Literally, they don't care. They're like, she's gonna be there because she has to be. Because I've masterminded to the point that there's no support. There's no one there. Where's she going?
Yeah, but the thing is, like, how you can't be loyal to think something that you don't see as human. You know what I mean? So like, if you don't see
property, an object.
Yeah, so that's a part of loyalty. That's a part of self-respect. You know, that's part of respecting others is respecting a person's autonomy and, you know, and I'm not saying this because she's here. I say this to everybody. I don't give a damn. So, you know, it's just
Yeah, I mean, you're already engaged, so you did
cover your ears. Cover your ears. Let's see. No, I'm just kidding.
I was gonna say, Bree, don't say that about cars because this man loves cars, and I've heard if he talked about me the way he talked about cars, I'd be like, did I do something right? Like, listen, he loves a car.
If you don't have loyalty to yourself, he's not going to have loyalty to you. He's not even loyal to the decisions that he makes or the commitments that he makes and the respect. Like you say, he's not respecting himself, girl. He's not going to ever respect you.
Oh yeah. Also, if he don't respect himself, baby, go get tested. I'm sorry. Like, don't even be near that. And this makes me think about all the young girls who are impressed or feel impressed by older men being interested in you. It's because women their age understand and see through their bullshit. It's not that you're mature. It's not that, you know, that they just get you. No, they're creeps and they know what they're doing.
Thank you. You guys, make sure you guys are showing our amazing guest, Alina, some love tonight. She is a creator for We Are What's Left. And tonight we're talking about how the USA does not like women and the misogyny that is in politics, you guys. So give me a follow if you're not done. So make sure you're giving the panel a follow, especially our guest. Make her feel at home. Show her some love. Thank you, Elite. Welcome in. Also, so if you guys want to show her some love on the green or the blue app, PayPal, Cash App, Venmo, it's trending tried and trending.
Tried and trending, yeah. I don't have Venmo, but
oh, okay. So the dark blue app, PayPal and Cash App, you guys. It's at the bottom of the We Are What's Left box too. Try it in trending. Also, too, Taylor Swift just put it in the comments. Definitely show her some love. Thank you for your time and
It's for the
being.
foster kittens.
Yes,
Which
yes,
I forgot to even tell y'all about.
yes, which I'm definitely gonna bring up here in a little bit because we're almost approaching 2 hours, and I definitely want to make sure we're respecting your time, and we'll start bringing it out. And so, if anybody in the chat are also to opposed to, you don't think there's this misogyny in politics, or you don't respect women, or tell us why you don't like women, or why you feel like the USA does not like women, or you think that they do. Maybe prove us wrong. Maybe there's a perspective that we haven't thought about that maybe you know. Okay. So yeah, let us know.
I'm down to tussle.
Yeah. She be getting in the field, okay? In them trenches. Let her cook. I dropped the let her cook emote. If you are in the building and you want to come up, please let me know. Also too, I had another question. What are examples are there of policy backlash when women in leadership push for change? Like pushing back when women try to pass reform. I should have looked at that before I asked that one. I don't think that's a good one. What when but are being modified or undermined? Okay, well, what are some policies that are meant to support women but are being modified or undermined? Obviously, Roe versus Wade and trying to get that passed. Are you guys pro-life or pro-choice?
Who are you asking?
Everybody.
Oh,
I know you probably.
Choice.
I'm pro.
For sure.
I'm pro-abortion.
Because some of you guys need to be swallowed. Okay, I'm sorry.
I've always been team FTK, but yeah, happy pro-choice.
Do you guys have kids?
I have a bonus kid, so that's what I said. I usually FTK. I do have a bonus kid.
Are you guys gonna have children? Do you plan to have children? You said, hold on, y'all pushing us too far.
Listen, I ain't gonna hold you. We got some things to fix at 1600 Pennsylvania Ave Northwest first, and then some.
That's what I said. I said, ain't no way in hell I want to bring a kid into this.
Otherwise, me, him, and the bonus kid, we got to go somewhere else where this is not happening. I'm not trying to just be like peace out, but also like medical racism was already bad before this. What the hell is it like now? I'm good on all that.
So when Roe versus Wade got overturned, I took my uniform and I burnt it.
That's what I'm talking about.
That was my protest.
That was his introduction to this app.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Like, what the fuck? You know what really? Oh, somebody got an echo. I don't know where. Oh, it's y'all. Oh yeah, my bad. It could possibly be y'all. Pro-choice. I had 4 kids. Okay, everybody's not meant to be a mother. I know a woman who has some mental disabilities, and she has 3 children because men will take advantage of that. They will see that she has mental disability, and they will because males. Let me get it because I don't want them to confuse themselves with real men. Males will take advantage of that. They will see that she has mental disability, and they'll fuck anything, just like they fucking the turkeys at fucking Tyson. Just
Yeah. Purdue, those damn Purdue turkeys.
Peter went out there. I have the videos, and they're literally fucking the turkey, alive and unalive.
It's so bad. The whole thing. It's just all of it. We really got to do something collectively as a species. Like that's where I'm at.
So were they? Never mind. I don't even know.
Yeah. Not you spraying, and also too those 4 guys that was running a train on a lift. Like one of them iguana, like a bigger one. Like I don't even know where their fucking hole would have fucking been. They'll find a way to fuck anything. So they'll find women with mental disabilities and take advantage of that and get them pregnant and then leave. And now she's not take. I went to their house. The house is a fucking mess. The children, it's a fucking mess. He's not taking care of them the way that they need to be. CBS has been there a few times, but they'll leave them there. Everybody is not meant to have children. There needs to be a pro-choice. There needs to be abortion. Sometimes need to be a test to be taken. Okay.
Well, growing up, I mean, I was raised Catholic, so like there's that whole thing. But I think, I don't know that I was ever like pro-life, but I remember in a moment where I was like, oh, like shit's bad. I got an internship in my junior year of high school with the Department of Children and Families in Florida. And I got, I don't know if luck's the right word, but I got paired with one of the PIs that she was super nice, and she was down to like take me out to the calls and stuff. So I would be on like the overnight calls with her. And she would take me to like the hospital to do the kids visits and all of that. But the most impactful thing was they were moving from typewritten records to computer records. So that was a big project of mine, was basically just retyping everything because they didn't have scanners back then. This is back in the dark ages. So retyping everything into the computer. And I'm talking cover to cover files of these children and the stuff that they went through. And I just remember being like, for the first time in my life, being like, wow, like they truly would have been better off not being born. Like that's the kind of stuff that was in there. And that's the kind of stuff these kids went through. And it was just like, it was horrifying. And I just think that anyone that thinks that them being born is better off than not having that suffering, I mean, there's something wrong with you. Like that's a selfish decision to make. To expect people to suffer in life. And yeah, things might work out, but why would you want to risk that? You know, if someone doesn't want to be a mom, like don't make them be a mom. Like
and there's probably a reason.
And they talk, oh, just, you know, put them in foster care, but we know that that's not an answer either. There's so much abuse in there too.
The thing is, they won't give all of these things for a mother. All of these, they don't want to give any help, any programs, or any resources. And as soon as they take their child and give them to the foster parent, they'll provide the foster parent with all the programs and the help and the money and the resources. I mean, you could have just gave it to the mom if that's the case.
If I was in charge, I personally believe that all like monetary, everything to like raise a kid, clothing, all that stuff should be covered up until 18 years old. Because I also realized that many people are having the decision to not have kids because of financial reasons. And I don't think that that's a reason people shouldn't have kids. I think there's many people with lots of money that shouldn't have kids because they're terrible parents. And there's many people that may not have the means because they don't have the generational wealth, and they choose not to have kids, even though they would be amazing parents. So I think that, you know, first off, if we want to survive as a species, obviously we need the birth rate to go up. And secondly, we want people that want to be parents to actually be parents. So I think that like all the costs of, like, if we're staying under this capitalism thing, like all the costs of kids should be covered so that people aren't making that decision based on that.
Yeah. And the health of the child. Because I feel like I would be an amazing mom. I think that maybe that sometimes I was like, maybe I wasn't meant to be a mother to one, but maybe a mother to all. Because
It also ensures that people have the same, like not same starting point, but at least a baseline of care, a baseline of nutrition and all that.
Because I don't understand, like, we fund some areas, and their area has healthcare for all people. When we can't have it sitting right here where the fuck we're at.
We wouldn't have military though if we had healthcare.
Oh, but they seem to have military now because they have no problem using. Well, we fund that too, huh?
Drake wants to see something.
No, I don't think anybody's ever ready to have a child. You know what I mean? I think that's just something that when it happens, you figure out how ready you actually are. You know, it's a change in your life. It's, you know, it's an adaptation to your surroundings. So, I mean, if I think for anybody, I think it's just, you know, are you consenting to that? I think that's the only thing anybody should ever really worried about. Because you never know, having a child may change your work ethic or change the way you view the world or change the way how you move. Because for me, when my ex was pregnant with my daughter, I got jumped by a bunch of white supremacists, and
they didn't think he was white.
No.
Oh.
Yeah. I have a little, I have a,
Is the
I have a little bit of Middle
Florida
East.
of the
I have a little-
Northeast.
I have a little bit of Middle Eastern in me, so like
Mhm.
they only see that, they don't see anything else.
Mhm.
So like, yeah, I mean, it was. I almost lost my life, if I
How,
wasn't good at what I did, So
hold on. What made them? Now I'm in your business. I'm sorry.
it's all good.
What
I'm
happened?
nosy.
I
So
know.
thanks for
I'm
asking.
like, what
Thanks for
happened?
asking.
And it's funny
I
because
come
I got
from
a
a
"They Not
suburb.
Like Us" shirt on, even though it's about the GOP. But then we got Drake in the building. You know what I mean?
I came from a sundown town.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was in the most racist town in Jersey. So it's perfectly okay to do salutes and say certain slurs. Not anymore. I mean,
Yeah.
like if I get wind of it, someone's gonna give me a phone call, then we're gonna take care of that. But it's just like um I wasn't I wasn't racist back then, but now I'm anti-racist. You get what I'm
Mhm.
saying? It was more like um you know I'm militantly anti-fascist, so it's a whole different ball game because I wasn't gonna allow my daughter to ever go through the things that I went through growing up.
Mhm.
And I'm gonna do whatever I can to make change in this country, whether it takes me out or not. I don't
Mhm.
fucking care.
I
You
mean,
know?
if it's not worth unaliving for, it's not worth fighting for. Did
Yeah, I've
you?
already made my peace with that. So
Did they jump you just cause, or was it a situation that happened?
no, they jump it just because they want to. They're like, you ain't welcome out in these woods, and I was like, yeah, I've been hanging out in these woods since you've been in diapers. I don't know what you're talking about, but yeah, it was bad. I just got out of the army. I was trying to chill. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I wasn't trying. I wasn't trying to be active, and they poked the bear, and the bear is now forever with the claws out. So I took
Do
that town down by myself. So
Do you feel like you ever found yourself not conforming or just needing either or I don't know what's the word I'm saying, just like
yeah, how it is.
the white acceptance or conforming
The
to
assimilation to whiteness.
assimilating?
Um,
Because I
before
mean
for my
every
daughter, yes.
yeah.
After my daughter, no. I
Mhm.
completely deconstruct. I'm not saying completely, but like
Yeah.
I've deconstructed the whiteness out of me, and
Mhm.
I see what other people see now. And I understand my privilege as someone who is white presenting, but I understand that there's ambiguity that is a part of me that
Mhm.
I don't have privilege. You get what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
I understand there's a level of spectrum that I don't fit in with other white people.
Yeah.
To
It
just to add to that, South Jersey, the sundown town. So I'm not from Jersey, but I live here now. And the Triple K settled here in the 1920s at the shore. And even though they say they're not here, their other fans, the neo-Schnaziisms, all those groups are definitely all up in this bitch, especially in red counties in South Jersey, the county that he's from.
Yeah.
Sure.
It's just like Boston. Like Massachusetts is a very blue state, but Boston's hella racist.
That reason.
really?
Yeah, like
Oh yeah. There's
Yeah,
a lot.
I got homies that are in FSU up there. Yeah.
yeah, we went to an event on May Day in like a small town, and there were literally peanut butter boys sitting there with just looking for trouble. Like there's no reason to be there. It was a crowd of elderly people for the most part. And they rolled coal, and it was bad, like to the point where
peanut butter boys. I was like, what is that?
I was
And then
trying.
I was like, no, but that's so
Yeah.
cute.
What's
It's
the
a funny
peanut
way to
butter
say that,
boy?
to make,
They
Proud
wear black
Girls.
and yellow.
the
Proud
girly
Girls.
pops, the proud girly pops.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah.
Yeah, they so yeah, they're in South Jersey, and they show up, and they love to show up outside like GOP events, which is really odd. And but we see them talk to them, so I know that they're one and the same. It's fine. That's great. But like they have done things like co-conspirated with family members of people who hold positions of power to make things dangerous or unsafe for people who are peacefully And we are still hunting this down. And this happened on May 1st. there's somebody still in the background trying to pursue some sort of legal recourse. Because the cops in that town, even after multiple hearings, like from the town, refused to charge that man with literally anything because he happens to be the former town's mayor, Republican mayor's son.
Yeah.
Don't-
And thankfully, we were able to run them out of that place. They haven't came back since. So
we love that.
yeah.
Does the town vote for a sheriff? It's one of those, or the police chief.
I think they vote for sheriff. I think.
Does not vote for a sheriff. Said the sheriff is elected by the voters of an entire county. Okay, so the county votes for the sheriff. Y'all, we got to start even voting the sheriffs out. Y'all, see, you can always go to bluevoterguide.org.
Who's gonna take one for the team and be a sheriff?
Yeah, because we got to get in everything. I know they be like, oh, we don't want to be in county. We got to get in there in different places. The part is there's only a few of them in there. So it's easier for them to conform because you're like, oh, we're not going to have your back when we do this. It's easy for them to set you up. But if we elect the higher ups, like, the sheriff, the police chief, and the judge and this, like, you have a lineage of protection instead of just trying to throw one cop in there and be like, oh, he's going to do it from inside. But then he's going to have to they set you up to do some things that so they can have something on you. So they can use against you to get you to conform to what they want you to do.
I'll be a street sheriff. That's about it.
Did
You can have that shit.
I say shrimp and grits?
Huh? I said sharp as nails.
Oh, okay. All I saw was a SH, and I'm hungry, y'all. Don't judge me.
I know. I'm kind of hungry too.
I know.
I just wanted to thank y'all for letting us up here. I'm actually going to drop down so that I can go get my snack on.
Awesome. We're all about to do the same thing. I know, right? So I'm gonna give you.
To go garden and I need to go snack.
Oh, come garden with me.
Next time we bring our like meal. Everyone brings their meal to share.
We should I would love to do this.
Have a virtual potluck.
Yes.
And libations. That's what it. And if you have any final thoughts, I'm gonna get any final thoughts from everybody. I'm gonna drop you down. Then I want to get into a couple of things, just like what Alina has going on and stuff like that. And thank you all for being here. Any last thing you want to say as well to Fafo before you go?
Oh yeah. Listen, y'all. If you're gonna get anything from anybody, you're going to go to the source. You're not going to come in as a person who is newly affected in this fuckery, this tomfoolery, and tell us where the fuck we supposed to be doing. Where you can go straight to hell. Secondly, that goes for you, Purple Revolution. I don't know what the fuck type of time y'all on, but please stay the fuck up around me and my peoples. 3, if you do anything, please get involved in your communities. You don't have to join an organization to do that. Fill in the gaps. Every community needs something. Find your role within your community.
Mm-hmm.
And on that note, I'm out. We have a show tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Eastern. If anybody's interested, we talk about news, boots on ground stuff, and organizing. So come and join us.
I'm at I ain't woke up before 11
Oh,
noon in a week.
This is.
Everybody go live in the morning. If y'all don't see me, that's why I'll be deep in REM sleep. Thank you so much for joining us. I appreciate it.
Yes, have a good day, y'all. Yes.
And last words, combat.
Drake.
I know, right?
I know it's an insult.
Sure, you can call me Tom, whatever you want.
It's an insult. I'm not trying to insult you. It's just crazy.
Nah,
I've never seen anyone that looks like Drake.
You unaliving Drake, okay?
I don't listen. I've already made my peace with that. My old TikTok name used to be Prosecco Poppy. Like, you know.
You wasn't embracing it. I love it.
Yeah, but some people got mad, so I was like, "Fuck it," I'll change my shit. I don't care. But yeah, I just build community. Fuck the two-party system. Fuck the patriarchy, and let's really bring change to our surroundings. That's it.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you for joining us.
Yeah, no worries.
Then Bostic, Domingontastic,
That's my intro song every time I come out somewhere. I swear to God.
Is it really?
Boom!
Yeah, but it could be. I've been talking about it. We might do something like that, but no, it's funny. No, I just want to say, like, thank you for having me up here. And, like, I think our primary focus is removing the people who are not beholden to the actual people. Let's change the system. And yeah, fuck the two-party system also. But, like, also, like, if we want to get in and change it, like, we kind of have to work within the current system in order to change the current system. But over time, yeah, fuck the two-party system. Yeah, let's make some changes and let's build a better world for humanity now and the future of the species.
Yeah.
That's where I'm at.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you for
Thank you.
joining us.
Yes, have a good one. Talk to you soon.
It's been an amazing night, you guys. We're starting to come to the close. Alina, thank you so much for being here.
We should do this more often. This is fun.
I agree.
Because I feel like we didn't even get to talk about all the things I want to talk about.
I know.
Yes.
So let's set up another one. I'm down here. I'm here for it. Okay, because I
down.
think that each Wednesday somebody come on here and continue to thank you, Jessica, Alina. Of course.
We gotta do one on a Friday so we can have some libations.
Now then we can turn up. That's that's right up my alley. Call me the turn up queen. Okay. Shit.
Oh my God.
I meant to send that to you. I fucking sent it to myself like a dummy. I didn't get it. I'm from my other phone. Yeah, but tell everybody what you have going on.
Well, I go live pretty much every day. Usually between 5 and 7. That's usually when I'm live, Eastern time. We usually talk about the USA not liking women. We talk about body count. We talk about ICE. Sometimes we change it up. I tried to talk about Bad Bunny, but nobody wanted to talk about that. I was trying to upset them, but they didn't come through. But other than that, sometimes I just like to play with makeup and do girly things. And that's another reason why I wanted to have this conversation, because, when you are interested in politics and when you're interested in news and current events and stuff, when people see that you like girly things like makeup and you have your hair done and all of that, like anything that women like, it's seen as, oh, like you're not really a leftist because you do all these things, you support all these things, that's not feminist of you and all of that. But I want everyone to kind of take a step back, and maybe we could do a part 2 and focus more about this.
Yes.
All the streamers that people praise on the left, their juiced up equipment, the hundreds of Funko Pops that they have, their video games. Nobody gives men a hard time of their hobbies and the things that they find interesting. Their sneaker collection. So just keep that in mind. And that's another reason why I've kind of been doing more of like, makeup lives and doing things that I enjoy, because I personally need a break from some of this shit sometimes. And I see makeup as arts and crafts for your face. And I know you also love makeup. So I thought that was a great conversation for us to have. And it's okay to find small things that bring you joy that may be materialistic or maybe, in some people's mind, like vein. If it brings you a little joy in this hellscape, I think it's okay to lean into it, and have a little fun in this mess of a system. And I think many times women's joy is taken away from them because we're seen as unserious. Just like AOC, when she wears red lipstick, they gave her a hard time for that. When it looks damn good on her. I don't know why she wouldn't wear red lipstick. But a big part of my lives, for those of you that don't know me, I foster kittens. I've been fostering kittens for about 3 years now, and I focus mostly on the little tiny bottle babies. And it's a lot of work, and it's very costly, both like with my physical and mental health, and also like monetarily. So usually any money that I'm collecting in lives is helping me foster more. And also like when I sell things on TikTok Shop, like the commissions, all of that helps out. So if you want to help me with fostering, obviously the links are where they are. I do also have a foster kitten supplies list that's updated pretty frequently when I need supplies. And yeah, so when you come through, like you'll probably see a kitten. And if you have a second, I'll go grab another kitten if you want to see someone else.
Let's see another kitty cat.
You want a bottle baby? You want a little one?
Yeah, I want to see the little kittens. Y'all, I love cats. When I was little, I had probably over 17 different cats, right? My mom used to get so fucking mad, right? So my grandma, we go to her house, she stayed in the country, and her neighbor used to have cats. And I'm like, Mama, can I have one? She's like, is that a boy? I'm like, yeah, it's a boy. It's like, are you sure? I'm like, yeah. So I get the cat, come home. Cat will run out during the daytime while my mama gone. Go get her some little thing, right? Come home. Now all of a sudden she pregnant. She a little hot little kitty cat. You know what I'm saying? Hot twat. And so, oh,
This is a little bottle baby. So when I say that it's a toll on my physical and mental health, when they're, I mean, this one's a little older, but usually I get them even smaller and they have to be fed every 2 hours, just like an infant through the night. So
that's why you be up late at night sometimes online.
yeah, I have to take like little naps, and it's just like I don't know how parents do it because like moms are amazing, like they do it for way longer than I have to do it because kittens grow a lot faster than babies do.
Yeah.
But yeah, that when I'm having to bottle feed every 2 hours, and then sometimes if I have older kittens, I'm bottle feeding like one set every 2 hours, the other set like every 4 hours. So like between the two sets, it's like I don't get to sleep, but it's so worth it.
Is that a full black cat?
No, this is one of the tuxedo ones, but this litter does have an all black cat. One of them.
Oh, I would love it. Oh, so when I was telling them my grandmother lived in the country and her neighbor had cats, and I'd be like, "Can I have one?" She was like, "Make sure it's a boy." And I was like, "Yeah, it's a boy." And this happened like at least 3 times. And then because she'd up like, because the last one wasn't. And so I bring the cat home, cat will go out, get some thang yang, a little hot twat, come home pregnant. Then the cat would have kittens. And my mom was so superstitious that she would take the black cats and go drop them off somewhere because she thought that they were bad luck. But now since I'm older and I know that everything the white man tell us is a lie, I believe the opposite. I think maybe they're good luck. So I'm like,
Black cats are amazing, honestly.
I would keep a black cat now. That's why I said, do you have a black cat?
I have an all black cat that's a boy.
Yeah, somebody adopt a cat for me. So you guys, they're always up for adoption. The money that she gets from Tried and Trending goes to these foster children as well, getting them supplies, making sure she has food for them, saving these kitty cats, and then they adopt them out. And I've been trying to. I need to get the emotional support thing from my apartment, so hopefully I don't have to pay for anything afterwards. But I want a cat that's kind of chill, don't be scratching up off the whole damn house. But I do want, and I do want some little snuggles every now and then. So,
and for those curious, I do foster for the county shelter, which is technically a no-kill shelter, but when it comes to neonate kittens, because they can't, they have to eat like through the night, and it's not a 24-hour shelter. If they don't have fosters, they euthanize them because obviously it's the more humane thing than having them starve to death. So,
yeah.
I help foster there, and then also I'm on the board of a small rescue that just started up. So even though the rescue gets their donations, I try my best to like self-fund all my fostering, so I'm not tapping into the rescue because they handle a lot more serious medical cases. Like right now we have a kitten named Harmonica that I call her chicken cutlet because she got some kind of infection and she lost the skin from her waist down. Like she looked like a chicken cutlet. And so like that obviously costs the rescue tons of money. So that's why I'm always trying to like self-fund my fosters. And then any additional like food or supplies that we get, I obviously I share them with them because they have like 40 animals in foster. And then any excess that we have from there, we also do like whenever there's a food bank, we try to team up with like the human food banks and have resources for the pets, whether it be like low cost spay, neuter, vaccinations, giving people food, litter. So trying to take care of the pets when people are coming to like get food for themselves in food banks. So we're trying.
Yeah, so you guys make sure if you guys have a little extra, donate to Tried and Trending on PayPal and Cash App. You guys, I appreciate you guys for all the love. Again, it helps save a cat. A little meow. And I definitely want one. The all black one that you have, is it a boy or a girl?
It's a boy.
Oh.
Do you want me to go get him?
Yeah.
I'll go get him.
I might just get me a kitty cat, y'all. I've been wanting to get one for the long. I can't do a dog because I'm not going outside in the cold and heat. I'm just not. So it sounds like I ain't never going outside or when I don't want to. I had got a cat, but a dog. I felt so bad. He used to be my content. We used to be into it all day. Hey,
He's the little runt of this group.
Oh.
I love the little runts, but he's an all black cat. Like I have a black cat, but she has like a white little patch. He's
Mhm.
got nothing, not a single little white patch anywhere. He's so cute.
No. Do they trim? Do you ever trim their nails?
Oh, I do all the time.
Mhm.
He's due for one. Yeah. I try when I foster an animal, I try my best to like mess with them as much as possible. Like
Uh-huh.
trim their nails, clean their ears,
So they're
get
used
all
to
up in
that.
there so they get used to it. Yeah, give them baths. Usually it works. Sometimes they still turn into little menaces, but usually when you get them accustomed to it, like, it's not a big deal.
Mhm.
What a nice little baby.
No. So, how do you foster a kitten? Just in case somebody in here wants to get a kitten.
Oh my gosh. Well,
And while we do that, y'all, let's see if y'all can show some love to Alina and see if we can at least up to like 6 or 7,000, y'all. Go ahead.
I blocked you.
I
I
think
don't
it was
think
on
I.
accident.
It might have been a mod. I can check after.
It probably was an
Yeah,
accident. Sometimes the mods be kind of click on there real quick and say
because I
something.
usually don't block anybody.
Yeah.
Like, even if you say horrible things about me, I don't.
Me
Because I just don't care now.
too.
don't
I
like-
just ignore them and use them for the engagement. I just
Mhm.
like let them talk.
So if you want to foster, this goes for cats and dogs. Just go to
Thank
hopefully it says a shaker.
you.
Thank you so much. So if you want to foster, just reach out to your local rescue. Every rescue or shelter has different like parameters of what they require for fosters. Usually it's just like a simple online application.
LM said,
Um,
delete that $20 request. She hit the wrong button. She was trying to send
Oh.
it and actually pushed the request button. So don't worry
you're,
about that.
you're good. You're good.
So how do they foster from you?
If you need change, I got you. I'm just kidding. But thank you so much. Thank you so much. I don't want to say your name. In case
Yeah,
someone else-
LM. LM.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Well, for fostering for me, they can just reach out and I'll put them in contact with the rescue. But most people probably are in my area, so you can just foster locally. Especially if you live in a warm climate, we have kitten season year round.
Mhm.
Up north, because of the cold weather, outdoor animals don't quite make it through the winter. But if you live in like Texas, honestly red states, unfortunately for whatever reason, they also have big issues when it comes to stray animal populations.
Mhm.
Many rescues and shelters will give you a lot of the supplies, if not all the supplies. So depending on the rescue, sometimes they'll give you your first set of supplies and then you have to supply it after that. But some rescues are very well funded and they'll give you everything you need, and all you have to do is give the love and the attention and feed them. So it's a super rewarding experience. And also, if you have kids that need volunteer hours, some rescues will give volunteer hours for fostering. So it's another fun way to show kids how to be compassionate to animals while
Mhm.
them also getting their volunteer hours.
A lot of red states got a lot of rural white kids who unalive because they're little psychos, and then the family has to go throw away all the rest of the animals. They'll just drop them off. Like my mom, all my animals, all the animals my mom have are strays, and she didn't pick them up. They just showed up at her house, and she
Yeah.
feeds them, and they stay there. The 2 dogs outside her house, they dropped them off up the street, and they end up finding there's 3 now. There's a little hound dog that just be over to the side. She feeds them, and they never leave. And then she had cats too, who had kittens, and she fed them. But then the dogs unalived the kittens, so she don't got no more cats now.
Oh no.
Crazy fucking dogs. She don't know where them dogs be coming from. They ain't got no names, but they don't mess with no. They'll, bark when people pull up in the yard. She lives on some acres, so if you pull up in the field or whatever, they start barking, but they don't do shit.
Yeah, we have a big dumping site near the Everglades, which is just like awful because not only are you dumping animals in the middle of nowhere, you're dumping them like near alligators and snakes
Mhm.
and all that stuff. So, yeah, we have a whole rescue that just focuses on animals that were dumped down there.
Mhm. How do I get the black cat?
You just gotta apply to adopt them.
Oh, it's an application.
Mhm.
Okay, that's so cute.
Mhm.
And then, do we pay for like transportation?
Yeah. So there's a an out-of-state adoption like transport fee. I gotta
Mm.
find out what it is.
Okay.
But we have a few partners that like either work for airlines, or I think they have family and friends, so they'll like transport it, and so you're paying mostly for the fee of putting the animal like on the plane. I think it depending on the flight, it could be from like 100 to 200. But if it's to you,
Put a one
I
in the
might need to
chat,
take
you
I
guys,
might
if
need to
we
take a
should get.
trip. I might
I
need to
know
get
that.
pushing-handed,
Okay, because I know
like-
all of the places to hang out. Okay.
Also, Whataburger. I mean, obviously, I want to meet you,
You've
but
been-
also Whataburger.
That'll be
Give
the
me a
first.
reason.
And we would have to go to Whataburger twice. I don't know if you eat Whataburger breakfast too, because the taquitos be busting.
Oh
But
no,
we-
I eat the burger for breakfast. You can take me anytime of day. I'll
Okay,
eat the
okay,
burger for
okay.
breakfast.
That's fine. That's perfect. We'll hit all the spots. We'll go to Whataburger during the night or the breakfast. That's usually where everybody go to after the club or something like that too. We should get the black cat. I know, right? Send me the application link. I'm gonna let me give him my
if they're
apartment.
it's gonna like he's not anywhere
He-
near ready.
That's
He's
fine
still
because I
unadopted,
would
so,
rather
like,
him be
so
ready.
there's time. Well, you got time. You know,
Okay.
he's got a ways to go because he still needs to like, you know, we got to get him weaned, and then he's got to be 2 pounds to have surgery, and then we can go from there for sure.
Oh, Ellen, so I'll help just get him. He's gonna be the family cat, y'all. He's gonna be the royal family cat, the royal family
Allie wants a
puss.
close up.
Oh, so he has plenty of time.
Well, Chairman Mao was a community adoption, a foster fail. That I definitely didn't need to do, but everyone's like, we gotta adopt this cat. That's why he's a picture back here.
Oh, so it's either between that one and Mariah Carey, because Mariah Carey just seemed chilling already. Just like I'm relaxed. So I'm gonna go to my apartments and see what the cost is gonna be, and see if I can get the emotional pet thing. That's what I want to say to you guys. The part of this revolution, and everybody's part is going to look different. The fact that Alina is fostering kittens, and you never know when these cats and these dogs could be emotional support for anybody. The people who are on the front lines fighting, who may got a PTSD or traumatized, or who just needs a little bit of love when they get back. These are different ways that you find out what your strengths and your passions are, and how they can be applicable to the revolution. It doesn't always look like jumping outside with your army gear on and fighting. We do need people to do that. And the people who have that rage and are ready to do those type of things, go out there. It's about knowing what your strength is, knowing what your passion is, and making it applicable to the revolution, you guys. Not trying to steal thunder, but I have a black kitten. His name's Baby Yoda. He's ready for a high. He's forever home. Oh, it's forever home. What's the most memorable cat you've ever had? Just getting a cat, y'all. Meow.
Me?
Yeah.
I mean, I can't. How can I say anything other than Chairman Mao?
Yeah,
I mean, honestly, the ones that I think will forever like be a part of me are like the ones that did make it. Honestly, I've obviously with the kittens this small, like there have been many times, and my community unfortunately has to deal with my saddies. But you know, where they're fading, and you know, I'm doing everything possible around the clock, and you still have this little bit of hope, and then they don't make it, and it's like you think about them forever.
I have a mini Mal. Oh yeah, Mal had everybody was talking about Mal across this app for sure. Do you ever see that lady that did the stuff on Tiki? She like did like, I'm adopting this foster dog, this really fearful something foster dog, and every day.
Oh yeah.
And she was like doing something. I was like, we would love to see that with the cats, but I get, like you say, sometimes we would love to go on the kitty cat journey with you from the day you pick them up and each day you have with them little things. I love Tiki. I fell in love with Tiki ass too. Okay. Then somebody else adopted him. I feel like the people who adopted him though did it for how famous Tiki was, and they knew you could make money off of the doggy. But hey, whatever gets them taken care of, the dogs, and get them adopted. Hey, baby, show like a Mao.
Rutabaga's profile photo is that's Mao. As a little Sherlock Mao. Yeah. When he was a kid, like everyone was sending him like different little outfits and stuff.
The orange cat, yeah. So Yeah.
I'm hungry, girl.
Yeah, me too. I'm about to go across the street. I think they stopped serving pizza at 10 o'clock. I'm
Go
gonna go
get
there
Whataburger in my honor.
and have me maybe a little drink. I haven't had one in a few days. Look at me. Okay. Bye, kitty cat. And then we'll all name them together, y'all. The royal family will name them together. We'll put out like a little poll and stuff like that. Thank you so much for y'all. Alina's almost at 6K. Come on, y'all. Let's get it at 6K for you guys. If you have a heart hand in there, drop Alina a heart hand on our way out. We did it. We did it, Joe.
Or let's shoot for the moon. What about 10K?
Yeah, come on. Come on. Can we
kittens. And keep in mind, Jess gets a percentage of that, so it's a win-win.
Yeah, already to 6, you guys. Come on, we can do it. We can do it, Joe. We can do it. All it takes is about LM already said I'm getting started. Who's gonna match LM fireworks right now, you guys? Who's gonna match LM fireworks? We gotta make sure that when we bring people to our house, y'all, we show up for them. Okay. Okay. Make sure that we show up for them in different ways. Every little bit counts, you guys. Do it for the kitty cat. Yeah, do it for the new the kid. Let me see what I do it for the kitty cat, you guys. Let's get her to 10K before we get up out of here. Yeah, like she said. Jessica, it's a win-win because I'm not going to have any more goals tonight. You guys, we want to make sure that we amplify our people when they come in this thing. Make sure we show them some love. Alina converted me to a a Catholic. Oh! Drop some motherfucking coconuts for LM in the chat, okay? Big LM, not the little one. You know what? Hold on. Let me close out YouTube really quick before you go. YouTube, thank you so much for joining us for We Are What's Left Wednesday with Miss Alina Mina. Thank you for all the comments that you guys are in here. Precious meow. I know, right? He's so cute, wizard. Thank you guys so much for being here. I'd love and appreciate. Make sure you hit the thumbs up button. Make sure you're subscribed and share the live with someone else. And we also have a playlist of all of the lives, you guys. So you can just play all and run it in the back. So we can continue to get those hours. We're about 1,700 hours from being able to monetize, you guys, which will be fucking amazing. So and then we'll be available for like super chats and stuff. So when we do transition, it'll be an easy transition.